Today, I'm going to be giving you the new top 5 best guns to be using in Modern Warfare 3 after the update. After I've had some time to use several different weapons in the game, spend more time using the brand new muzzle and underbarrel, I have a new top 5 best class setups in the game. They're going to help you get more nukes, high kills, and just overall be more successful in your gameplay. If any of these do help you out in any sort of way, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and click the thumbs up button so you don't miss out on my future videos. With all that being said, let's hop into the first class setup. We're going to be starting off with the most dominant AR in the entire game, the STG-44. My setup did change a little bit, so here's the first attachment. We got the 40 round magazine. I think 50 is a little OD with how fast this does drop enemies. You could get away with the 40. I think this is more than enough, so I threw that on to save some of my mobility. I then threw on the DR6 hand stop, and I just love the massive increase I get in mobility. Since this thing's already very strong, since it's very accurate, I want to add a little bit more speed to it so I can compete with SMGs. I get aim down sight, aim walking, sprint to fire movement, just a little bit of everything, overall making it quicker. The iron sights aren't the best, so throw whatever optic you feel most comfortable using, whether that's the Mark III reflector, the Jack glassless. I personally really like the slate reflector. It's just the cleanest in my personal opinion. I then threw on the longest barrel, the C70 long barrel. We get a huge increase in bullet velocity and range, making this thing kill a little bit more quickly at those longer range engagements. And then for our fifth and final attachment, you're gonna go with the new suppressor, the quartermaster suppressor. You're one off the radar, so you can be a little bit more stealthy, stay alive longer, enemies don't know where you're at, and you get a massive increase in your accuracy and recoil control, just making it a lot more accurate and helping you land more of your shots. So those are the 5 attachments. Get your guys' screenshots while you can right here. And let's bring this to the firing range real quick. Sorry if my game looks a little bad. I am on PS5. I've been having some issues with my gaming PC. So while I get that situated, I wanted to throw something up. And right now, the best thing I could do is the top 5. So I hope you guys can understand. But here this is in the firing range. Super easy to use. Again, your boy's on console. Look at me shooting straight in the firing range like that. So again, it's already accurate. It's a lot faster. And it's obviously super, super strong. So this is what I find to be the best STG setup in the game right now. While we're on the topic of new weapons, our second is going to be the static HV, which I find to be the best SMG in the entire game. It's really refreshing having the 2 new weapons be the meta in the game. I personally love it. So my first attachment on my static is no stock. Yes, you lose that on a lot of accuracy and recoil control. Don't you worry. By the end of this, it's going to be shooting as straight as an arrow. What I love about this is this massive increase in mobility. We could be super aggressive, break cameras, just get in the enemy's faces and be super fast. And that's what we're trying to do. For my optic, throw whatever you want on. I personally find the Jack glassless optic to work the absolute best because it does reduce the visual recoil when firing, which is great. So it just makes it look more accurate than it really is. I have a barrel on and I went ahead and did the Garrett 8 long barrel. It increased our bullet velocity and range, making this a little bit more usable at those longer range engagements. Again, it is an SMG, but when you're able to extend your gunfights a little bit further, it just makes it that much better. For the muzzle, just like we had on our STG, I did the quartermaster suppressor. So again, we're off the radar and it makes this way more accurate, which we need because of our no stock attachment. And then my fifth and final attachment is the brand new underbarrel that came out, the paracord grip. Horizontal recoil, we get sprint to fire, aiming idle sway, aim walking steadiness. So the weapon's gonna gain in accuracy, and guess what? What's so great? No cons, no downsides whatsoever, and you get all of these pros. It makes this underbarrel pretty much a necessity. So there's the whole build. I'll take off my face cam just so you guys can get your screenshots. If I'm not mistaken, this is the identical build I was using in breaking my kill record. And we could bring this to the firing range, and brother, I don't know what they were doing adding this thing to the game, but again, no stock, the thing doesn't move. It's still super accurate, so you're super fast. It's already very, very strong, and you could use this all the way down here too. Yeah, now y'all see why this is the meta SMG. Speaking with SMGs, we have the Super 46 next. This did receive quite a bit of nerfs in Season 5 alone already, so I did update my build. If you do choose to use it in Warzone, it's gonna hit a little bit harder now. So I threw in the 40 round magazine, once again, just so I can take out multiple enemies without having to reload. I love the Rescue 9 stock on this because of that tactical sprint speed. It's a pro that we don't see on other attachments in the game. So it's pretty much just for this weapon only, which makes it super special in my opinion. Not to mention we get movement speed, sprint speed, recoil control. So again, we could be a little bit faster on the map and the weapon's gonna be more accurate. I do throw on a barrel now, and I honestly choose to run the Hound Guard heavy barrel for the increase in bullet velocity and range. Again, since it did lose out on quite a bit of damage and range throughout the nerfs, I want to bring it back to its former glory. Will it be a little bit slower? Sure, but it's going to hit just as hard as it was before, and that's all that matters to me personally. I then threw on an under barrel, and I love the DR6 hand stop, just like we had on our STG. This just gives me more mobility, and we're gonna need it since we threw on that long barrel. It's gonna slow down our weapon a little bit. We wanna bring it back to speed with this DR6 hand stop. And then we have one more attachment left, and you could do the brand new suppressor again, the Quartermaster suppressor, or what I choose to do is the Zeman. I'm just so used to it. I've been using it on my Supri the whole time. I don't want to change it now. I just feel a little uncomfortable doing that, so I just kept on the Zeman, and this works out really well. So you guys can go ahead and get your screenshots. I like the iron sights on this. Let me know in the comments if you guys like your iron sights on your Supri or not. I don't know what it is. Some people don't like them, but I think they're pretty clean. So again, this thing is going to be a little bit heavier, but you could see you still maintain that fast speed on it from that stock, and it's super accurate and hits very, very hard, especially at a range, and that's what we needed from it. So this is the new best super rebuild, in my personal opinion. Still a phenomenal choice of weapon. For our fourth class setup, I had to throw in the Reclaimer 18. It did receive a buff. We made a video on it. The gameplays were ridiculous, and this is the same build I included in my previous top 5. By far, without a doubt, the best shotgun in the entire game. This received the biggest buff in season 5. And I still gotta throw it in here. I haven't seen a lot of people using it. Please try it out when you get on the game next time. So my first attachment is the Hinge LAF light stock. And I would do no stock for a massive increase in mobility. Listen, bring something to firing range. I like to ADS my shotguns. Can y'all see? Because I cannot. So I don't like no stock on this thing whatsoever. I just do the next best thing, which is this stock, and I get just as much mobility, in some cases a little bit more. You get the aim walking speed, which is great for me, because since I like to aim down sight with my shotgun, it just feels like it's a lot more consistent in the one shot, one kills. That's why I have this on. I then threw on the longest barrel for this thing, which is the Discourager 900 heavy barrel. You get a massive increase in bullet velocity and range, which is very important on shotguns to increase that one shot, one kill potential. That's all shotguns are about, man, is getting that one shot, one kill. So that's what we're looking for. For my muzzle, go all the way to the end over here. You can even pull up the stats to find its attachment a little bit more easily. You want the X10 full choke. Just keep an eye on the damage range. This gives you the biggest increase in it. And what's also really nice about this is you lose out on a little bit of aim down sight speed. You don't even notice it, but you gain a pretty significant increase in damage range. Again, just extending that one shot, one kill potential a little bit further, as much as you possibly can. Next, I do a laser, and I have on the Chimera Ryle 33 laser light. You get sprint to fire and aim down sight, and when you're using a shotgun, you try to get in the enemy's faces. With that sprint to fire, it gets up really quick, so you could fire immediately, which is really helpful. And then we have aim down sight, which again, love aiming down sight with my shotguns. It feels way more consistent. And then my fifth and final attachment, can you guess? It's the DR6 hand stop once again. It's a shotgun. The thing's already going to be super powerful because of the buff. It's already very, very fast. I want to make it a little bit quicker, and we don't need to worry about recoil control because again, it's a shotgun. So we get aim down sight, aim walking, sprint to fire, movement speed, all that type of good stuff. I have a stock on, so I'll let you guys get your screenshots right there. Those are my 5 attachments. Again, this was in my last top 5. I'm not ashamed to put this in here again because it deserves to be in here. And again, mobility, fantastic. You're pretty quick, and then it's really hard to kind of judge a shotgun in a firing range. So you just have to trust me. And again, I have gameplay on this thing. You could see best shotgun in the entire game without a doubt. It's unreal. It really feels like a true Spaz 12 now. And now for our 5th and final weapon of today's top 5, we have the BAS-B. I know a lot of the other weapons I included in this were some of the same ones, and maybe even close to the same builds as my previous top 5, but they deserve to be in here. It wouldn't be a top 5 if I threw those out. This, on the other hand, is something I found to be incredible with the brand new attachments. Again, that being the BAS-B. So I got the 45 round magazine. You could even do the 30 because this does drop enemies incredibly quick. It's all personal preference. I hate the reload speed on the 45 personally, so I usually do the 30, so I'm just gonna throw this on. For an optic, I like to do the Jack Glassless optic. Again, just reducing that visual recoil when firing. It makes it look more accurate. It's a super clean sight as well. One of my favorites to begin with, and I'm not a fan of the iron sights on this. I then throw on a barrel, and I like the Bruin Venom long barrel. You get a massive increase in bullet velocity and range, just making this thing a little bit stronger, kill a little bit more quickly at longer ranges. And it also gives us better recoil control, which is great. I think that's what you mainly need on this, is just better accuracy on it. And then my final two attachments are going to be the new attachments. And dude, this combination is ridiculous. When you have a very strong weapon like this with attachments that make it not bounce whatsoever, you're just deemed for success. So again, Quartermaster Suppressor, you're off the radar. Huge increase in the gun kick control and recoil control, making it a laser beam. And then we have that paracord grip as well. That gives us all those pros and no cons. So you guys can get your screenshots. All the attachments are here on screen. Brother, haven't used this in a minute. I do plan on making like a gameplay video, but just for now, man. Look at that. It literally does not move. These new attachments, whew, I don't know what they were doing, but these are absolutely incredible on a strong weapon like the BAS-B. And you could honestly replicate this exact build for some of the other battle rifles using the jack glassless, the muzzle, the underbarrel, you know, a magazine, and then the longest barrel, and it would work just as well. Again, these two new attachments really change everything. All of my setups have at least one of these on. And then no matter what 5e class setups you choose to use, this is my go-to secondary all the time. It's the Renetti with the Jack Ferocity carbine kit. It just turns into a full auto SMG, and then I throw in that 50-round drum so I could take out a lot of enemies without having to reload. You may even be able to get away with the 30, but I like the 50, so it really feels like an SMG. I have the Bruin Onslaught grip. I just get better recoil control so I can land more shots. And then I have the Zeman Cabecita Flash Hider muzzle. Wait, can you put the new suppressor on this? I actually don't even know. Can you? You can. If you could, that would have been nuts. So yeah, I have the Zeman on for better recoil control again. And I'm not a fan of the iron sights on here, so I like to throw on the Night model optic. I think it's the cleanest optic for this. And I mean, I don't normally bring this to the firing range. I guess I could do it. I mean, I have the thing Obsidian. It's literally my go-to secondary. Imagine running out of ammo in your primary. You have to rely on a secondary. One kill off a nuke. This is what you want to rely on. This is supposed to be a pistol. You get great range, huge magazine. I mean, you could really get away with getting a handful of kills with this. And then the rest of my loadout usually stays the same as well. I got the midget controls fast so I can earn my kill streaks faster. I got a stun grenade, sticky grenade, munition, and scavenger so I can continue to use whatever my primary is. I love the running sneakers. They just added like a boot slot to a lot of the other vests in the game, so you just get more perks out of it. Running sneakers increases tac sprint duration and reduces refresh time, so you can just be more aggressive on the map. I got mag holster to reload my weapon faster, which is always great, again, no matter what you're using. And then this is my favorite perk in the game, the compression plate. I instantly regenerate my health after every single kill. Helps me stay alive longer, go on higher kill streaks. And when you're able to stay alive longer, go on longer kill streaks, you can earn them quicker because of the mission controls vest. It all ties in together. That's gonna wrap today's top 5 though. Let me know some of your builds you're using with the 2 brand new attachments, and just give me the full build down below. I might take some of them, make videos on them. I'm really curious. I would love to try out some of your guys' builds. But that's gonna wrap today's video, man. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one. You guys, let's stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.